Overview of valuation. In my understanding and in my experience, I have realized that there is nothing more easier to understand than valuation. Why? Because we only need to be aware or we only need to understand one thing, and that is what is value. And what is value? It is very simple. Utility of an asset is its value. So, what is value? Value is nothing but utility of an asset. Anything which has a utility will have a value. What is valuation? Valuation is quantifying utility of an asset in terms of money is valuation. Why do we do valuation, or what is the purpose of valuation? Again, it's very simple. Purpose of valuation is decision making. So we do not do valuation for the sake of it. We do not do the valuation for the heck of it. We do the valuation as and when we have to take a decision. Decision about business, decision about anything. And that is what we need to understand at the outset and at the beginning. So, what is value? And I'm repeating it once again, and I'm repeating it purposely. What is value? Value is nothing but utility of anything. Utility of anything. Anything which has a utility has a value. Anything which does not have a utility does not have a value. So that is what is utility. You have a stone lying on the road. It is of no value, right? It has no utility. So it has no value. But you have a diamond lying on the road. It has a utility and therefore it has a value. What is the utility? Utility is that it can be used for decoration. It can be used for ornamenting. It can be used for many other things. So it has a utility, and that is why it has a value. So utility, I'm repeating, utility is nothing but value is nothing but utility of an asset. What is valuation? Converting or quantifying this utility in terms of money is valuation. Why do we quantify utility of an asset in terms of value? And that is because we have to take a decision, and that is what is all about valuation, and that is what we need to understand and remember. Now what do we try to achieve while doing valuation? So अब सवाल ये है कि जब हम valuation करते हैं, what is that we are trying to find out? Remember, it's very simple. I, as a valuation professional, have a client, and that client is wanting to purchase another company. So when he is wanting to purchase another company, how can he purchase that another company unless and until he knows as to what is the price, what is the value of that company? So what we try to find out in what we are trying to find out in doing valuation, we are trying to find out the fair value. We are trying to find out the fair value of that asset or that liability that we may be purchasing or we may be selling. What is the process of valuation? That is what we are going to discuss now. And what are the methods and the approaches, or what are the approaches and the methods for valuation, also we are going to discuss and understand now. As a valuation professional, arriving at the fair value by using whichever approach or method needs to be our main driver. So many times I will get calls from fellow professionals, and they would ask as to this is the situation, which method should I use, which approach should I use? And I said there is no set rule for valuation that in this situation you use this method or this approach. Ultimately what you have to do is understand the situation which is requiring valuation, and based on the situation which that is requiring valuation, you need to understand that you will have to find out the fair value. So whichever method or approach will give you fair value, that is what you have to use as part of your valuation exercise. Now, what are the assets that require valuation? So basically, classes of valuation. Number one is securities or financial assets. That is what you and all of us are concerned. Then you also have the valuation for land and building, and you also have valuation for plant and machinery. Now these are the three broad categories for valuation as part of the IBBI as well. Now, under the securities and financial assets, there are different assets that we need to do the valuation of. So, number one, we need to do the valuation of business and equity valuation. Number two, we need to do the valuation of intangible assets. Number three, we need to do the valuation of fixed income securities. Number four, we need to do the valuation of derivatives. And number five, we need to do the valuation of other financial assets and liabilities like warranty or guarantee or some other asset like that. So this is the broad spectrum as far as the valuation under the head securities or financial assets is concerned. Now here I would like to mention, and I would like all of you to remember, because this question can come to your mind, should come to your mind, as to when discounted cash flow method can be used or should be used for the purpose of valuation. Answer to this question is very simple. Every asset that has the capability to generate cash flow, discounted cash flow method can be used for its valuation. It is as simple as that. Any asset that has the capability of generating cash flow, you can use the discounted cash flow method for that asset, or rather you should use discounted cash flow method for the valuation of that asset. Let's now understand, friends, what is the process of valuation. Now before I start the process of valuation, let me leave it open to all of you in case if you would like to ask me any question on whatever I have discussed with you so far.